Well, I want to shout him out because Dirt likes to crap all over them. The way Swag hates Canadians, Dirt loves to talk about how slightly
Canada loves me when I come.
older people.
We do have somebody, by the way, supporting Swag Sanks. I've never heard that before, but I like it. I'm on your side, Swag. Let the weights be the facts.
His
no, the
wife's
facts be
texting
the
in.
weight.
Let the facts be the weight.
Facts be the weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it right. His wife is texting in early.
Yeah, the olds are throwing it in our face.
Well, it should be your face. I've always defended the olds.
I think you're kind of anti-old out over there. I think you're anti-old.
I'm probably the biggest defender of the olds on this show.
Yeah, shout out to John. Said, I'm 63 years old.
There
I
you
hook
go,
up
man.
my air antenna in like 10 minutes. Got 108 channels. I'm a man. I'm 63.
Hell yeah, John.
Power to the olds.
In your face, Dirt.
That is in my face. It took me way longer than that to figure it out. And then I thought, this was stupid. Why did I go through all this trouble to watch this crap?
How much did you end up paying for it?
$29.99?
30? Yeah,
30?
30
Yeah, $30, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you ever need TV and you're poor, it's free.
It is free.
That was the kind of cool thing I
Sure.
thought about.
Whenever I ever get fired and I can't afford YouTube TV anymore, at least I got an antenna, man.
What's Dirt doing? He's watching a lot of Law & Order SVU is what he's doing.
You're damn right I am. Somebody tweeted and said, I live in Deschutes County, which is one of the 2 counties in Oregon that doesn't get the Blazers for free.
Ben doesn't get this?
I guess not. He said, I paid $120 for Blazer Vision and then found myself going, wait. I paid $120 to watch 21 wins all season? Yes, you did. Come on down. Here's your award. 21
you might
wins.
as well just get
What's
through
that?
it.
What's the price point for win for $120 at Blazer Vision? Let's play that fun game today.
Well, if this is how they're going to look, I would say like
That's $6 a win.
$6 a win?
$6 a win,
Okay,
maybe.
hey, that's a large coffee per win.
A large coffee.
It's a venti.
That's a grande. It ain't no venti.
No venti. We're going grande.
Hell yeah, dude.
The real large, but there's an actual large. It's bigger than that.
It was nice to see Terry Stotts yesterday.
It was.
I want to say that to start. It was nice to see Tear Bear.
The guy that we should have never fired. We don't need to revisit that, but
He gave us a little blow, a kiss, a little like, hey, thank you. He gave us a little wave.
Yeah.
They made a nice tribute video for him, as they should.
that was very cool.
He just looked happy. He's like, he wanted to do this last year with the Bucks, but Adrian Griffin was an a-hole. He gets to coach with Steve Kerr. And I just finished a book which was really good on coaching, sports psychology, and there's a really good blurb on Steve Kerr as a coach and how he approached being a coach before he started. And I just thought, he seems like a fun guy to coach with.
Yeah.
And then I saw Terry Stotts smiling, directing traffic, talking offensive philosophies, patting Draymond on the, it's okay, Draymond.
You're all right,
Calm down,
Draymond.
buddy.
You're all right, dude.
And I just thought, Terry Stotts looks happy.
No.
Chauncey Billups, not so much.
You know why Terry
Not
Stotts
so
is
much.
happy? Because he didn't have to deal with this anymore.
Oh.
Trifurcate. I think it's really sexy.
Doesn't have to deal with that guy anymore.
He gets to deal with Mike Dunleavy Jr. That's his boss.
Not a lot of
That's
pressure
great.
down there. He's got the greatest shooter of all time on his team. Let's run some offensive sets, have some fun in the Bay Area.
Boy, Steve Kerr, Terry Stotts, Mike Dunleavy Jr., the trifecta of Portland kicking our ass last night.
It was a triple whammy.
It
of
was a
former
triple whammy.
Portland natives or Blazers who just came back to absolutely hammer us last night. I miss Terry Stotts, man. He was a good dude.
He just
Always
seems
enjoyed
like
him as a
such
coach.
good guy.
He really embraced Portland. The video or the pictures of him being at a Timbers game, pounding an IPA, smiling, sitting down near the field.
He'd go to Winterhawks games.
He'd go to a random Winterhawks game from time to time. He would go over to Central Oregon all the time on vacation. I think we had him on the show one time, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm in Bend right now." Like, he embraced us, and we always appreciate people that embrace us. Seemed like a good dude, and we miss him dearly.
One of his more iconic photos, him at a Timbers game, sipping a beer, just looking ahead like, ooh. What's
happening here?
That.
Remember when he wore the Jack Ramsey throwback? They did that in the tribute video last night, where he had the throwback,
Yeah.
the plaid, the unbuttoned shirt. Yeah, Terry Stotts, man
He
of the people.
embraced it. He embraced
He
it.
did.
That was a stepping stone coach by everybody's estimation, and he
He was.
became a very good coach here.
Yes, he did.
I was happy to see him. Our coach, however,
Did not enjoy his evening.
which one of these is the effort cut, Swag? Is
The
it
first one.
it's the first one?
Yeah, the one that says the second unit.
Okay, well, Chauncey Billups is the head coach, and he talked about effort. He also talked about how, hey, Chaunce, what's a positive you could take away? Who's a player you thought played well?
I thought their second unit came in and played so fast, and they were just kind of all over the place. We were spinning like a top, trying to run back to a matchup as opposed to just run back to a man. And they had a huge quarter, on us to open the game up, and had another huge quarter in the third quarter. So we just couldn't keep up. But it was very disappointing. I didn't think one guy on our team played well in the game.
Yeah, so I'm just going to say this outright, and I don't mean this
Not
as
even
a
one.
shot.
We don't even get one guy. Not one guy.
Look, they can play a little better than they did.
Yes.
Certainly.
It's one game.
However, I don't want to hear any positive from any one human in this city or market about anything from that game when the head coach is literally telling you, I didn't think anybody played well. So don't give me like shot chart, spots,
No.
transition.
No.
Nothing. There's nothing. There's not a single positive. If the coach is telling you that, then I don't want to hear anybody not the coach tell me that there was some positive from this game.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I was thrilled with the way Jabari Walker played in his 7 minutes.
I mean, go look at the starting lineup. They're all minus 16, minus 19, minus 22.
And then Scoot leading the way with a minus 30.
Yeah, that's, that was the biggest storyline out of the game. And it was, I joke.
Really, because Ant had 5 turnovers and shot 5 of 12 from the field.
What are we doing there? He shouldn't be on the team anymore. I don't understand what we're doing here. He's a good player. He's not a face of a franchise guy. He's not an all-star. He's not a first-team All-NBA guy. He's not the kind of guy you can build a team around.
They have a feel of
what
a
are we
team
doing
that knows what this is, and they just are going to give you that effort.
You have a coach who knows what this is, and this is the way his season's going to go. And at some point, you're just going to have to decide to move on. He's even saying leading into the year that we're going to push for a playoff spot. Like, no, you're not. This is a tanking team.
He didn't say that this year, did he?
I don't know.
Did he say that at the end of last year?
Your GM has already come out and said this is a transition year where we're still trying to find our identity. Like, we all know what this is. Stop lying to me. That's why, look, losing by 30, whatever. It's embarrassing giving up 41, 37, and 40 in the second, third, and fourth quarters. We talked about this going into the season. There's going to be certain things that you can watch and look for to try and be optimistic about to this point of Chauncey out for the game last night. The two most important things that I guess I should say 3, that I was most curious about. Denny Avdia had a great year last year. How does he fit in? How does he look? It was fine in the first quarter. There wasn't a lot after that.
He got to the free throw line,
Yep.
0 for 3 from 3.
Didn't make anything from downtown, and that was the last year, remember, was the outlier for him shooting the 3 ball, where he was, 39%?
37.
I went 37.
Yeah.
But it was the 1 year in his career was like, hey, look at that. He's a respectable three-point shooter. And we asked all offseason, is that an outlier or is that who he's going to be going forward? So definitely something to keep an eye on. That didn't jump out at me. Donovan Clingan is maybe the most exciting Blazer for me to watch this year. He had a nice block early. He seemed like he's smart. He knows what he's doing on the defensive end. He had an early bucket. He played 13 minutes last night. 13 minutes in his first game in the NBA. And Scoot Henderson going into year 3, you're hoping to see flashes and growth, and he came in with bad turnovers. Looked like the game was way too fast for him.
He was their leading scorer.
And he was. And, oh, by the way, he was 0 of 5 from 3, and he still can't make a shot.
Yeah.
So it just, you were looking for, I think that's the whole thing about a tanking season. Nobody is surprised that they lost. This team's going to lose 60 games this year, man.
Hey.
Maybe 62.
0-1 on the year, 1-0 in the tank.
That's right.
And
Right.
1-0.
Those are the results that we want. So I'm not going to kill you for doing what you're supposed to be doing, but along the way of losing, you want silver linings that you could say, hey, at least that looked good, or at least I could see that being a long-term positive, and that was the hard part about last night. It's one game. There's 81 left. But
Yeah.
that was the tough part about last night, was there was nothing that you can come in and be like, hey, you lost by 30, but at least Scoot was 4 or 5 from 3, or hey, you lost by 30, at least Clingan had 7 boards and 9 blocks, or something along those lines. You didn't have it last night.
Felt like they were playing fast forward. They kept wanting to push tempo and then didn't know what to do after they did it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like Avdia, how many times did Avdia drive the lane quick and then kind of jump and either shoot or look to pass and not know what to do with it? He had 4 turnovers in this game.
Yeah, guys just standing around not quite sure where to be to help them out.
I kept seeing it's pace, it's pace, it's pace. And then just sloppy turnover after sloppy turnover. And I'm like, this is
Golden
awful.
State played with more pace, but if you watch what Golden State did, there was weak side actions, there were screens being set,
They have
backdoor
a coach.
cuts.
Can we just I know that the Blazers
Blazers
are
just
good, but
spread
they've
the
got a-
floor,
they've got a
and
coach.
somebody
Run, pick,
would
and
take
roll,
off
and-
driving
yeah.
and hoping when the defense collapsed, somebody was open for a 3.
This is my only thing, and we can move on because again, they're
Yeah,
35-point home loss. It's not worth enough.
here come the Pelicans Friday and Sunday.
I'm debating if I go to a game this year now. I wanted to go Friday. I'm like, I don't know if I want to go anymore. I saw people tweeting from the game, and it didn't seem like a fun atmosphere.
Jody looked thrilled when they showed her.
Dude, I love me, the broadcast team. Okay, so I don't mean this as a knock. It was about 9 minutes to go in that fourth quarter, and I felt like Calabro kept teasing the Rip City wrap-up post-game show as if he was to say, Can we just go to them now?
Can they take over now?
Like, him and Lamar were joking with 7 minutes to go because, hey, you're down 30. What do you talk about right now? This is the danger of this, and this is the last point I'll make. They are tanking, but your culture and your development, and if none of that is good, it doesn't just get shifted because you drafted Ace Bailey. That's always kind of been my hang up with this. And one guy can't play because he's physically hurt, and the other guy certainly doesn't look the part right now. Those are the two franchise staples before Donovan gets his career really going. Those are the two things you have to point at right now. And it ain't good. So
no, and that's what you're hoping for. By the way, I guess I did. If I accidentally said Scoot was not going into year 2, I know that Scoot's going into year 2. So people are texting in about that.
It's a slight.
It felt very. Everything else around it too was just a whole nother story in and of itself. Like the number of people that I saw tweeting about the game was supposed to be on Fubo was not on Fubo. They told
Orem
everybody
had that. Dwayne Hankins told Orem before the game Fubo and DirecTV Stream would have it that day, yesterday. And then people on Fubo were like, yo,
I don't have
the game's not on.
Not on it. DirecTV, it was mass confusion on where to find the channel, and the guide wasn't updated, and people couldn't figure it out. You had some people, Swag had the HD channel on Comcast. We had some people tweeting us saying that their Comcast package didn't have the HD channel, so they had to watch the game in standard definition. You had people who bought antennas to watch the team because, hey, 2.2, this is going to be great, then ended up being in pockets where that channel was not available via antenna.
Yeah, I heard from people in Newburgh, they were like, it's not coming in.
Not coming in. Don't get the channel. Like, it just, everything about it felt very blazery. And I heard Isaac and Suk talk about this yesterday, and I think it's valid. I've lived in this city my entire life, outside of my 4 years in college in Eugene, or 5 years.
Or 6.
Or 6, or 7.
You know, a lot of
maybe
people
I never
go to college
graduated
for 7 years.
Nobody's ever checked my diploma. Maybe I never graduated. This is, I don't know if I've ever, or if there's ever been in a home opener or an opening night that has just had less buzz, less interest, less enthusiasm. Even some down years, you're like, hey, at least it's opening day, first night of the game. All right, here we go, first game. Half the people couldn't even find the game. Half the people couldn't watch the game. The people that went ended up leaving early because they were down 30. The game was a blowout. It just...
You get at least build buzz going to the game if you play well, and now it's like, hey, we have a game Friday, and it's like, well, Zion might not play because he randomly didn't play in their opener. Who cares?
Yeah, I'm not going to pay for a ticket for that game.
It's a delicate balance they're playing, man, and this has always been the negative side to doing all of this. As you mentioned yesterday, it's year 4 of this. And if you don't get Cooper Flagg or Ace Bailey or whoever the next prospect is on the list, it gets dicey. It gets tough.
Yes, it does.